Sports fans, PBC Sports Chaos. And guess what? It is Cinco de Mayo time. You get a little Dos Equis, you get a little margarita going on. By the way, big weekend down there in Florida. You had the Miami Grand Prix, right?
Yeah,
Happened
the F1.
yesterday.
Yep, the
Yeah.
F1. Yeah, that's a big
Kentucky
event down here.
Derby. Your Florida Derby winner did not make it to the Kentucky Derby this time to win it. So
Yeah,
Sargent,
they got hurt.
Sargent came in. Yeah.
Yeah. Somsey actually finished second to Tappan Street in the Florida Derby. He went in the Kentucky Derby and won it. But Tappan Street ended up getting a fracture in his leg, so he could not run it.
Florida Derby or afterwards?
I don't know if it was as a result of that race, but it was in between the Florida Derby and the Kentucky
Okay.
Derby. So he couldn't
Oh.
even race. He wasn't a scratch. He never even made the card. He didn't make it. So
So we got second round of NBA, second round of NHL. You were like what, 7 out of 8 in both leagues?
yeah, yeah. The only one I had wrong in basketball was the Lakers, which I should have picked against, but I don't know what. And the only one I had wrong in hockey was the Avalanche.
Yeah, the Avalanche, that surprised me. I'm surprised. Stars look very good though.
They do.
Let's get right into hockey right now because NBA's on right now. We get the Celtics playing the Knicks as we speak, and the Panthers about to play what in 15 minutes?
In 15 minutes against the Leafs. Yep, game one up in Toronto.
Ooh, in Toronto. All right. Well, let's talk NHL. So first of all, epic game 7 last night, right? Up in Winnipeg. I think you picked the Jets. We both picked the Jets, but we were like leery because they're the President's Cup winner, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
what do you think in this next series for them? Let's start right out with that one.
Yeah, so the Jets now are playing the
Stars, right?
The Stars, is it? Yeah, because the Oilers are playing the Knights. Man, it's gonna be a tough series. I think this is the time, when that President's Trophy winner and the grind of that series too, right? You go to a game 7, you go to double overtime in game 7. I just think Dallas can do it. I know Winnipeg has the home ice, but I think Dallas can do it. Hopefully in game 6 back on their home ice, but I'm going to take Dallas in that series.
Well, but the Winnipeg fans are just completely frenzied, huh? I mean, that crowd outside the stadium is mayhem out there. You know what? But I'm with you. I think the Stars take that series. And by the way, old Boston Bruin, Tyler Seguin, still playing for the Stars.
Yep.
Does he possibly hoist the cup? I don't know. We'll see. But you got Stars in that series.
I do as well. Yep.
All right. So the one I think we all thought was going to happen. Vegas plays the Oilers, right? The Knights and the Oilers. What do you think of that one?
Yeah, I think the winner of this series goes to the Cup.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that.
Yeah. We know Vegas, there was a couple of years, I think it was Vegas that beat the Panthers 2 years ago when the Panthers were in it. And then the Oilers were who the Panthers beat last year. So, if one of those two teams does make it, it'll be their second time in 3 years, or second time in 2 years if it's Edmonton again. And remember, I predicted a Panthers Oilers repeat in the Cup this year.
You did.
And when you look at the Oilers, you might say, oh, they're a little bit top heavy because you got Connor McDavid and Draisaitl as your 1-2 punch, but that 1-2 punch is so powerful, right? But the Knights just they do their thing. I mean, they play tough hockey too. So I don't know. I think it's going to be a high scoring series. I think there's going to be a lot of shootouts in this one. You can see 5 and 6 goal games. But in the end, I think Edmonton prevails. I'm going to take, even though again, I think who has the home ice in this one? The Knights do, I think, right?
Yeah, it's pretty. Actually, they're not number one. They're Jets were number one. They were number 2.
Right. So the Knights have the home ice against the Oilers, right? So that'll be a little bit of a challenge. Again, Edmonton probably would want to win this 1 in 6 and not have it to go to a game 7, but I could see it going 7. Maybe Edmonton pulls out game 7 on the road. Going Oilers though.
Vegas, ever since they were the expansion team.
You going with them again?
I'm going with them again, PV. I gotta go with them. That thing, as long as Jack Eichel playing, I gotta keep riding that team.
All right. Okay, so we're different there.
Let's go into the East. We got Toronto playing your Panthers. Toronto is the home team in that series. I know you're going to say the Panthers, right?
Yeah, I mean, Toronto's another place, talk about outside the stadium and the amount of people that gather, and it's just a huge event up there. And I think Toronto travels well too. I think they can probably get a game ticket down here and a plane ticket for the same price that it would cost to get a game ticket up in Toronto. So we're going to see a lot of Leafs fans down here in Sunrise area over the next, this coming weekend when they come back down to Florida. No Ekblad in game one.
No, six. There's left in this thing.
What's that?
Toronto's the only original six left in this whole thing right now.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, the rest were eliminated, right? Montreal got eliminated.
Yeah.
And the other ones didn't even make it, right?
Yeah,
So,
the American original six. Yeah.
Yeah. Ekblad did get a 2-game suspension. He has to serve that second game tonight. So no Ekblad on the ice for the Panthers. I think Toronto takes game one in this series, but I think Florida comes back and takes the next game, splits up in Toronto, coming back here. That gives them the home ice advantage back. And then I think they take it. I think it is going to go either 6 or 7, but Panthers will win this series. I'm taking the Panthers.
I want to pick Toronto. I really want to pick Toronto, but because my boy, I'm not wearing a shirt. Brad Marchand is down there having the time of his life. He's loving it down there. Oh, he's talking about how the weather's so great. I have no pain in my body. The little rat is having fun.
And he had a hell of a game in the game 5 clinching game. He's been playing some good hockey. He actually got the game puck and took the game puck and put it in the board that the Panthers keep in their locker room for the 16 wins that they need to get the cup. So I was nice to see that.
Brad Marchand is a borderline Hall of Famer. But if he wins a cup with the Panthers, I think that cements him in the Hall of Fame. If he gets a second cup. What do you think?
Okay. Interesting. That's an interesting thought. I think it depends on how long he plays his career and what other kind of all-time records he gets close to or breaks or whatever. Yeah.
I'd like to see that. All right. And then we got the Caps. Here's another team I'm rooting for as well. Caps with Ovi. They got the Devils, right? I mean the Carolina Hurricane, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And Washington has home ice on this one, right? Because they had better record. They had the best record in the whole East, I think. Yeah, but I like the way Carolina's playing. I mean, the Devils were a tough team. I thought that was going to be a tough series. It was a tough series. I'm going to go with the Canes in that one.
Obi wave. I think the Obi wave continues, and he gets one more series out before he gets knocked off by your Panthers in the conference finals.
All right. Well, we're the same on 2. We're different on 2.
Okay. All right. Let's go to the NBA. So the NBA.
Yep.
Couple surprises there. I mean, you had the Knicks winning this thing. I thought for sure Detroit would outmuscle them and beat them, but Knicks are playing Celtics tonight, as we just talked about. It was a 1-point game a few minutes ago. The big surprise, though, Indy not only beat Milwaukee, but they go into Cleveland and are already up 1-0 in that series. So in the East, who do you like coming out of these two series?
Yeah, and Indy manhandled Milwaukee, too. I mean, the Knicks did not, man. Detroit played a lot of close games. There was a couple 2-point games in that series. That could have gone either way. But, I mean, I got the Celtics back there again this year. So, I mean, I'm going Celtics. And as far as the other series goes, that's going to be interesting. I mean, knowing that Cleveland's down 1 on their home court makes you want to say, hey, maybe Indy can pull this thing off. And I hope they pull it off because
I'd rather play Indy if a Celtic fan than play Cleveland.
100%. So I'm going to say, but I'm going to say Cleveland. I mean, Cleveland's the 1 seed. They've shown that they can lose a game or 2 and then they just win like 10 in a row. They did that in the regular season a bunch of times. So they'll still win this series, I bet, in 5 or 6 games. They're either going to win 4 straight or win, 4 out of 5.
5. Yeah. So 4 straight from this point on. Wow.
4 straight, maybe 6, maybe it goes to 6, but I think they'll take the series pretty easily still.
Yep. Okay. Wow. Yeah, I don't think Halliburton plays another game like he had in game 1. And I think Donovan Mitchell wakes up a little because he seemed to be a little sleepy in that last game. So I'm with you. Cleveland as well, Celtics as well. All right, let's go out west where we get some surprises. Thunder are playing the Nuggets, and a lot of people didn't see that one happening, I don't think. Nuggets definitely. I mean, Thunder definitely, but Nuggets, a lot of people thought the Clippers. But you get the Nuggets with Jamal Murray, who had a monster game. And, of course, Joker is, the best, right? He's considered the MVP, other than Shea Gilgeous is having the MVP year. At the end of the day, even though Shea Gilgeous is having an unfreaking believable year, I get the big guy from Serbia. He's my MVP for sure, and I think he's the one that pulls the upset, and the Nuggets beat the Thunder.
Yeah, I would love to see that happen. I agree with you with what you're saying. The Thunder they're just showing me they're a dominant force. They had an unbelievable record in the regular season, the best team. If I went with my NHL theory, then they should get eliminated in this spot too, because they're the top
correct.
team. But I have the Celtics playing the Thunder in the finals. I hope that doesn't happen. I hope the Celtics make it, but not against the Thunder, because I think that'll be a very tough opponent. So I want them to lose, but I think they win. So I'm going to take the Thunder in that one.
I think the youth hurts them in this one. Somehow or other, I think they get too cocky, they get too big for the britches, as they say, and Nuggets win that one. All right, the other surprise, Golden State. They outlasted. Oh my God, Houston, and Minnesota beat your Lakers to end up making it this far. So this is a really wild card series. What do you think in this one?
Yeah, I know. I took the Lakers. I was thinking the Lakers could really, show some players. I figured after making that trade for Doncic halfway through the season that they would have but they just, I don't know. They kind of remind me of the Yankees, right? They get all these players and they just blow the thing up, somehow. So very disappointing. I mean, not that I like the Lakers or anything, but I kind of wanted them to see them win.
Doncic will never be confused with this guy. He is not a team player. He's not a winner. You'll never see him win an NBA title.
Yeah. All right. I'll go with that. And I love the fact that the Celtics destroyed the Mavericks in the finals last year, because we got to see Doncic go down again, right?
Yes.
But so back to the series.
Minnesota is frighteningly good. They shouldn't have been that far down. They slumped at the end of the year. They really were the second best team for most of the year in that conference, and then they slumped. So, I mean, I hate to say it. I really want, what? I want to see Golden State win this thing, pull an upset, get to the finals, and let Celtics get revenge on them. But unfortunately, that pipe dream's not going to happen, is it?
I don't think so, because they'd have to get through Minnesota and then get through, the probably OKC, even though you're picking Denver there.
You know what?
That's going to be tough.
Never mind. I'm going with OKC. I'm switching. You convinced me. I'm going back. I'm taking the Thunder.
Okay. All right. So we're all in on all three. So let's see if we're different on this one. I like the Warriors, the way they play in the playoffs. They always seem to get in as that lower seed and kind of they're feisty, but Minnesota just showed me something against the Lakers that I can't get out of my head. So I'm going to go with the Wolves in this one to beat the Warriors.
Much as I don't want to see Anthony Edwards, because I think he's a little bit of a punk, but I'm with you. I think Minnesota wins it. It's probably going to go 7, that's for sure. And which is the last thing Minnesota wants. They need that thing to get down in 6. They don't want to have to play Steph and playoff Jimmy in Game 7, and then Buddy Hield is now a Game 7 superstar, right?
Yeah.
After last night, so
there you go. So we're all the same in our
in
our basketball picks.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, we are. All right, man. All right, good one. We'll talk soon.
All right, let's go Celtics.
And go Brad
Panthers
Marchand.
tonight.
Get a Stanley Cup. Go to the Hall of Fame, buddy.
There you go.
All right.
See you.